Today, I want to discuss something that I believe is crucial and may apply to you if you currently feel miserable working on your startup. Building a business is extremely hard, and in this video, I'm going to provide a clear framework that you can think every day to remove all that doubts and false expectations that you may have been living through. Let's get to it. Hello everyone, Leon Castillo here, CEO and founder of SelfMaster, which is a company that specializes in peak cognitive performance for entrepreneurs and business leaders. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing because we release a few juicy videos every week to make sure that you grow and scale at exponential speed. In fact, our clients call us their secret weapon. So today I want to discuss something that I believe people do not discuss enough, and it's the need for patience. And if you do not understand where do you find yourself at in your company building roadmap, you may be feeling that you're lagging behind, that you're failing, that all those things that you're currently doing are bearing no fruit. And this is the start of the fall. And this is what we need to avoid. And I say this because if you think about it, we live in an instant gratification culture. If you want to buy something, just click on Amazon, boom, you get it into your house in less than 1 day. If you want to watch a movie, you don't need even to go to the movies anymore. You just log on to Netflix and watch it. If you're lonely, if you want to date, you just log into Tinder, boom, swipe right, or another app, and you get it. So we have conditioned our brain to think that everything is easy, everything is fast. And if we don't get things easy and fast, then we are failing. And this is something that a lot of marketers use in their advertisement. They just say, I scaled in 1 year, whatever. And it is obviously not true. Or they are playing with house money. Normal businesses take time to be built. In fact, they tend to take 5 years. So here's a framework that I want you to use. Let's say that you're building X business. Well, the first 2 years are going to be the pain stage. You've had the idea, hopefully you found product market fit, you're starting to sell, but things are not clicking off. These first 2 years is about growing in spite of all the challenges that you may be subject to. In fact, recent statistics say that up to 22% of businesses fail on year 1 and 32% of businesses fail in year 2. So more than 50% of businesses fail in the first 2 years because they cannot outgrow the pain phase. So if you have been in business less than 2 years and it's been a grueling experience, good news is that you are on the right path, or at least you're on the average path any business goes through. So don't think things are taking too long, or you're just being slow, or just not ready for the task, or some other people are better than you are. This is not necessarily true. You may very well be doing all the right things, and you just need time to be on your side. Then year 3 is when you start paying yourself a salary, when things start clicking. Probably that revenue is still not sustainable. You haven't figured out how to create predictable revenue, but you are growing and you can expand the team and you have more resources than you had before. And the company tends to become self-sustaining if you do not take reckless financial decisions. If you do not take unnecessary risk, by year 3, you should have a company that is able to sustain itself. In year 4 is when things become rosier, things become easier. You can graduate from low-level tasks to actually CEO and owner tasks and put people in charge of the different departments because you have finally built the machine that you wanted. And after year 5, you should be growing exponentially and creating real wealth. Of course, this is context dependent. Depends on what business are you building, what are the business fundamentals, and how fast are you willing to go, and how much risk are you willing to take. But on average, by year 4 or 5, you should have a decent business that is earning you enough money to make a living, which is, in my book, a success. Now, why most people fail? Well, most people fail for a variety of reasons, but I believe the character and the belief systems and the performance of the entrepreneur is the number one cause. If you are able to operate at peak performance, you can cut this 5 years into 2 or 3 years because you are banging 5 times more output than anybody else. You are course correcting every single week. You do not double guess yourself, and you are willing and able to design systems that create leverage, right? This is basically what we teach in our program. And in fact, I was able to prove this with myself. When I started my career, I was an architect. And in 30 months, I became an investment director in the private equity industry. So how did that happen? When I obviously took a lot of risk, but I also created sources of leverage, and I was able to perform at my peak for 30 months and get where normally people take 15 years to get to that investment director position. I had no contacts. I had no special connections. Nobody knew me. Nobody in my family has ever been in the finance industry. I had nobody to rely on but my guts, my brains, and luck. And that's what I did. So if you become a top performer, you can probably cut these 5 years into 3 if you're building a business. Again, this depends on business fundamentals. And this is what I want you to think about. If you feel you're not performing the way you should, well, definitely you need someone that teaches you what high performance looks like. In fact, you need to get mentors and coaches for anything that is actually preventing you from growing. In my case, for instance, I'm getting sales and marketing coaches because I'm a finance guy. I spent 6 years in the finance industry. I know a lot about design because I'm an architect, but I've never done sales and marketing. So I'm not willing to do all the mistakes in the playbook myself. I'm more than willing to buy very expensive programs to become exponentially better. And this is what you should be doing. So if you think you lack skills or character traits or belief systems, get a coach or get a program or do whatever you need so that you are able to cover those bottlenecks as fast as possible. And in any case, curb your enthusiasm. Embrace patience. Remember that anything that comes fast goes fast. There's no meaning attached to speed. There's meaning attached to the slow building of something meaningful over the long term. It takes a minimum of 3 to 5 years, depending on how good of a performer you are. So keep plowing. You've got this. Hopefully this was useful. Please let me know in the comments, like, subscribe, RT, do whatever you know you need to do so that we can still and keep growing and helping people just like you, building their businesses and accelerate their careers with these videos. And if you want a proven framework, a program that has helped hundreds already in the world accelerate their performance, doesn't matter if they're professionals or businessmen, apply to the Scrum Master Evolution program. I'll be more than happy to help you if we can. If you need us, we most certainly can help you. See you.